Good morning, everybody. I want to talk to you today about the Bible study choices that I'm going to try. And I say try because these are 3 different Bible studies that I'm going to be working through this semester. So, very strategically chosen. And let's just dive in and get started and tell you what I'm working through, if I'm working through it with a group or if I'm working through it on my own and personally. So the first one I want to talk to you about is Eden to Eternity, the chronological study of the Bible. There are 4 different volumes to this set. So this is just the first one I have out. The other 3 volumes are on my shelf. Okay, so this goes obviously chronologically through the Bible. And by the way, this is from the Daily Grace Co. I have loved everything I have gotten from the Daily Grace Co. company. I will link their shop below. And right now there is a sale going on, so you could get some of these at discounted prices and other resources. I am not an affiliate. I just like to refer people to them. I don't get any perks. I don't get any kickbacks, but I love their products. I absolutely love their products. So there's also a podcast that goes through this as well. So when you open up the study, you have an introduction, you have timelines, and then you see I've already started marking in it and going through it. This is just the introduction to volume 1, your table of contents and the books that you're going to be going through. And then each day you have your scripture to read, you have some informational devotional content, and then you have questions to answer. So this is just each day. And you see I haven't answered some of the questions, and then other days I have answered a lot of the questions. And I also know that some people like to answer the questions in a notebook separately. So I'm going to flip over to later on in the book so you're not reading all my stuff. So again, you have your scripture reading for the day, your informational content, and then 3 reflection questions to answer. And I did have a question on this from a viewer on one of my other videos. The content on the podcast is different than what is in this right here. The podcast is, I don't know how to describe it. It's similar, but you're going to get different material, okay? So you could read this and listen to that and take notes and have separate notes going with each of it. So this is just my personal, I have always wanted to go through the Bible chronologically. It's been on my bucket list. I've not done it. I'm going to try really, really hard this year to go through the Bible chronologically on my own, completely separate from any other study I do. Now, because I've got other studies going on, it's going to be very difficult, and I'm going to have to really monitor my time. So let's look at the other studies I'm doing. So I actually facilitate a group at church on Wednesday nights, and this is the study that we are going to be going through this semester with that group. This is the battle plan for prayer. It is based and comes from the movie The War Room. This is by Stephen and Alex Kendrick. If you are familiar with any of their movies, they are phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Absolutely love this movie. And it really talks about strategic prayers, okay? So if we go into it, the contents are let's see, you have 8 sessions. So this is only an 8-week study. Session 1 is devoted to prayer. 2 is scheduled and spontaneous prayer. 3 is types of prayer. 4 is locks and keys of prayer. 5 is spiritual warfare. 6 is praying in faith. 7 is praying specifically and strategically. And session 8 is prayer strategies. And I'm really at a time in my life where I really need to work on some of this. So just looking through it, session 1 devoted to prayer, you've got just kind of like a little introduction right here. There is video sessions that go along with this. So when we watch the video, we will take notes here. And then we have some discussion questions from the video. And then there is daily homework. There's only 5 days. And this is not a lot of homework. So I could probably effectively do something like this on my lunch and, you know, get it done and not feel overwhelmed. And you just see instructions on prayer. Just, again, not a ton of stuff in the homework, but it is enough that you're going to be in the Word daily or looking about stuff daily, and that's what we need to do. All right, so this is my group that I'm facilitating, and the last study I'm doing is Precept upon Precept. This is part 2 of Luke. This one's the big daddy, the most in-depth study that I've ever done has been Precept upon Precept. And if you've ever done Precept upon Precept, this is K. Arthur Inductive Bible Studies. You are in the Word. You're reading passages multiple times. You're marking keywords and phrases. And then she's got very intense questions. So she gives you, and this is just how my class does it. These are some of the markings, and let me just take it out of the sheet. So my teacher did this Bible markings page for us, so we would have it, and these are just how we mark the different words in Luke. And this covers Luke 1 and 2, and then there's some on the back as well. And I just keep it in this sheet protector, so I'll have it with me at all times, and it'll stay nice and clean. And then Precept, they give you the scripture printed out, and you have plenty of room to mark your words, mark your phrases, and then plenty of room in the margins to write notes. And then you have the homework. And Precept upon Precept is pretty heavy duty. And it usually could take about an hour, give or take, for each night. And there are 5 days of homework per lesson. So it's pretty in-depth. You are learning keywords. You're learning what keywords mean. You're using scripture to help you understand what scripture means. So you're using the Bible itself to help you study. You are not really encouraged to look at commentaries. Now, there are times where she says, okay, now you can go look at commentaries, make notes. How does it compare with what you've learned? So this is when I'm doing deep dives into scripture, this is what I'm doing. And it can be overwhelming. I've done precept studies in the past, and there are times that I have not finished my precept studies. And I'm okay. I'm not 100% excited about it, but I'm okay with that. There are also markings that you can find on Pinterest. You can probably find markings elsewhere for Precept. So I've got these printed out and put in page protectors. And then the back of each study has this keyword bookmark. So and some things may or may not match, it's okay. The most important thing is that you are in the Word, you are reading, and you are studying, and you are looking. Because there is a big difference between studying and reading. And we really need to be studying the Word, okay? Studying what Scripture says. What does it mean? Why did God put that in there for us? So these are the 3 studies I'm doing. I have to say, it is going to be a lot. I am not anticipating being perfect in each one of these. I mean, I know me, I know my schedule, I know my time. But also, I have to say, I have to be very intentional with my time, which means I may not do a lot of other things. I may not sit on the couch and watch TV. I may not pick up a book and read like I want to do. So I have to be very intentional with my time. I have to schedule my time in each of these studies and just understand if I don't get all my homework done in this one, because I am facilitating this one, that's important to me. It's important as a leader and a facilitator that I have everything done. And then I can go back and work on this and finish this up if I miss something when I'm done with this, because this is only 8 weeks. This will go all year long, this type of study. And again, this I can use for just reading, because again, I just want to go through the Bible chronologically, and I'm good with that. That's something I want to do to help me understand the overall picture. If I don't answer all these questions, I'm okay with that too, because again, I have these 2 studies going, right? If I really want to get my deep dive in, this is the one I'm going to work on. So, yeah, guys, that's what I got going on for my Bible studies this semester. It is a lot. Again, I have to be intentional with my time and intentional with my planning and go from there. So let me ask you, what Bible studies are you doing this semester? What are you doing for your deep dive study into the Word? Please comment below and let me know, because it may be a study that I would like to do in the future. Give me a like if you found this video informational, if you found it helpful to you, and I would love to have you subscribe to my channel for more faith-based videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a joyful day. Bye-bye.